Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the International Brotherhood of Magicians official podcast. I'm Jason Michaels, a little bit hoarse. I've been sick. I apologize if I sound weird to you, but I'm joined by my not sick co host and a special guest. Welcome, Scott Cantrell, Ben Young, and for the first time ever, Eric Schuster. Welcome, everybody.
Hey man,
Woohoo!
glad to be here.
Look
How's it
at
going?
that. What? Go ahead. Go ahead.
How's it going?
It's going good, Eric. Welcome to the podcast, Eric. We're excited to have you on. We have a whole lot to talk to you about because you're a magician. You live in Atlanta. You've been involved with the Atlanta Magic Club for a long time. We're going to learn your story. We're going to learn about how you got into magic and all that fun. Um, you're also on the board of trustees. On the executive committee for the International Brotherhood, the international side of the I.B.M. And so, like, you are helping, make decisions and all that fun stuff. And probably the most specifically topical, newsworthy thing as of right this moment is that you have been the lead on uh, researching, building. I don't even want to guess how many hours. I know it's a vast amount of time that you have spent over a course of years because there are a few of us that have been going through this process with you, but
Oh yeah.
you have been directly responsible for a brand new website that is launching based on when this podcast comes out today. Today is when it launches. And so we're super, super excited to chat with you about it. I tell you what, I do want to get into the I.B.M. website, and I really think I want to spend a bunch of time talking about this, but give us the couple minute overview. Give us the overview about, how'd you get into magic? And we just lost Scott, so we'll get him back in here in a second. But he'll wonder what we're talking about. But give us an overview. How did you get into magic? What type of magic do you like to do? Just kind of share with us a little bit about your just kind of a concise version of your story in the magic world.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to be here. I've listened to you guys every 2 weeks for a while
Yes.
now. So
See, Ben, it happens. People do listen to the podcast.
you guys are like celebrities to me, I'm driving to work and I'm listening to you guys talk about all sorts of things.
Dude, you got to
Did, did
follow some more people.
did he say the word celebrity? Oh my gosh. I know there's a better word for than that. Like infamous as opposed to famous. Is there a
Hey,
word for
Probably
celebrity
better.
that is the comparable to infamous as to famous? I don't know.
hey, guys, we've been waiting for our one testimonial for the podcast. I think we may have it. We got it.
You
We finally
guys are
got.
celebrities.
I'm your listener. Yes.
Yeah.
I made I made Jason choke a little bit by saying that. Uh,
It's true.
but yeah, so I've been I started exploring magic when I was 10 years old, so over 30 years ago, and kind of got in with Harry Lorraine. I was reading and watching everything that Harry Lorraine put out. He was just such a great engaging teacher, when you watch him on his L&L videos, for example, and I just soaked all that up. I'd stay up till 7 in the morning as a kid, just
Nice.
watching those videos with my buddy Paul Laskowski. And actually, when I originally, like, the first thing that I saw was my brother, Matt. He actually performed the mental choice trick with the three cards with the three colored spirals, or maybe it's called mind control. And he performed that for me, blew my mind. I had no idea how it worked, and I was hooked after that. And saw David Copperfield a number of times, and just really just dove into card magic, coin magic, a lot of close-up magic. Did walk around, did kids shows, and then as I got a little older, went to college and actually founded the Magicians Club at Indiana University.
Oh my
So
gosh.
my brother and I actually co-founded it,
Cool.
and so that was really fun. And we actually, interestingly, we called it the Magicians Club because there was already a magic club for that, the card Magic the Gathering. So we had to come up with a different name. So we did that, and actually an interesting story, if I can, just about IU Magic. Copperfield actually came to IU a few times while I was there. He was touring, and
Wow.
we had a huge theater, and he came um, my freshman year and my senior year, and so I got to meet him both times. But my senior year,
Oh,
I went over there and I said, "Hey," I thought I was the man, and I was like, "Hey, I'm the president of the Magicians Club," and I had my ticket and had my group of magicians with me, and I asked for a stage manager. I was trying to get better seats, and they actually let us have better seats because we were up in the balcony, and they said, "Oh, we'll find you some better seats." And so we sat closer to the stage. And I don't know if you guys remember his trick where he makes 13 people disappear.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
sure.
his
Yeah,
platform.
great trick.
So yeah, it's fantastic. So he starts out with these giant bouncy balls, throws them into the audience, and the music's going. And when the music stops, whoever has a ball in their hands, they get to go up on stage. And so I actually had one in my hands when the music stopped. It's
That's
Oh
massive
my
awesome.
in the
God.
audience, and I had it in my hands, and I start to walk up to the stage, and somebody stops me and says, "No, you don't want to go up there." And I'm assuming it's because they knew I was a magician and I talked to
Oh.
somebody. So they took the ball, they threw it back into the audience,
Oh.
and everybody had already sat down at that point, which is really interesting, right? So everybody saw this happen in the audience. So nobody took the ball, and the ball rolled right back down the aisle. I was wearing a hat. I grabbed it and I went up on stage. I was like,
Oh
That's
my gosh.
awesome.
"Yep." And
That's fantastic.
You ended up vanishing?
no, well, here what's interesting. So I think that I think he actually gets 17 people. So
Yeah.
4 people go up on stage who are watching from the stage and get to see the different angles. And, we can kind of vouch that we don't see anything, which you can't. You can't see anything when you're up on stage. But so I was one of those 4 people who didn't disappear, but I was up on stage, and it was actually a really cool experience, just to kind of see what's going on because every single thing is just precision and
Yeah.
accurate. I mean, he's got everything with all these people up on stage. Everything is just down to a T. He knows exactly what he's doing, and his assistants are on it. And so that was really fun, but it was an interesting experience for sure.
That's
Um,
great.
but yeah, and then as I've grown up, I've kind of gravitated more towards mentalism and magic. So I like to do both. And so I do shows, yeah, mostly private shows these days. But I'll do some public shows here and there as well in Atlanta. So I think we lost Jason.
We lost Jason. I am the
Oh
host
wow.
now. Um, so that's awesome. When did you start getting into like website design or anything in the computer science realm?
That's a good question. So I've been interested in technology for a long time. I was always hey, there's Jason.
Sorry.
Don't worry, Jason. I asked a question. You're interrupting.
Go ahead. No, great. Keep
I
going.
asked a great question about when I got into technology and web design, and I was always the kid who my parents were asking me even from when I was a young age. They were asking me about how to fix this or that, and I was getting into kind of computer programming in middle school and all of that. Um, but I didn't really get into website design at all throughout my life. It was just I've just always been tech savvy and interested in technology. And then many years ago, I created my site, my magic website, ericschuster.com. And it was a decent site. I haven't really done much with it since then, but that got me thinking, oh, okay, I can do this. And about 5 years ago, I proposed to Mike Dunnigan, who's the immediate past international president, but he was the local Atlanta ring president at the time. And I said, "Hey, I'd like to redo our Georgia Magic Club website because it was very outdated." And so this was during the pandemic, and I said, "This is just a great opportunity. Everything's going virtual. Our site is outdated. Let's update it." So I built it from scratch and did that in about a month and a half, and it was just a lot better than what we had, and it had so much more capability than what we had before. And so, um, that got me to the point where I knew that I could create things from scratch. I knew that I had design capabilities as well as the tech savviness, and that kind of leads us to today, I guess, to the IBM website, because I think what's really interesting is that we weren't going to build it ourselves. We were going to go down a different path. So I don't know if you want to talk about
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's a really interesting story. And, I will take full credit and blame
that.
because so this has been a really long, for anybody who's interested, which, I mean, if you're still listening, I guess you're, this has been a multi-year campaign where some of us recognize that or not some of us, probably a lot of people, but some of us in positions where we could do something recognize that the website that we have was just very outdated. It looked outdated. It was almost impossible to update. I mean, based on what technology is today, we have a website that realistically, do you have any idea when it was built, Eric? Was it built 15, 20 years ago?
That's what I was told about 20 years ago.
So we're talking about a website that is, it has been patched and had technology added to it, but we're talking about a website that's 20 years old. And so
Was
some of
built
us,
at the beginning of the internet.
yeah. So some of us were like, hey, let's explore this. And Keith Fields was kind of took the lead on it. And I said, hey, let's explore building, rebuilding or create, redoing our website. And so we went and looked up a bunch of companies. I'm trying to remember how early were you part of the process from the very beginning, Eric? Were you at the very beginning of that process as well?
Pretty close to the beginning.
Yeah.
I know it was approved to move forward with it, I think in mid to late 2023.
Yeah.
And I know I was asked to kind of come in as a consultant, if you will, at the
Yeah.
beginning of 2024.
Yeah. So we looked at a lot of different technologies out there, and there's some really good technology out there. It's that they offer great systems as far as being able to communicate with your people, as far as being able to, register for events. I mean, all sorts of different things. The thing is that each technology each platform that we looked at, there were some things that some groups did better than others. And so we ended up picking one that we thought was the one. And, I will be honest, I pushed very hard for it. I pushed very hard for it because I said, this thing really is super robust. It has a great deal of technical capability. Now, I think everybody was looking at it going, it could potentially be confusing because it was so robust, but we were all pretty enthusiastic about it. So we decided to take that route. And then we got into the process of being educated
Mhm.
on the whole thing. And you really took the lead on that, Eric. You took the lead. That's, I think, when you really kind of took charge of the whole thing. And I remember we're going through this process of where we're having a meeting every week or two with the company and their representative, and the guy's was super nice, really good guy, and he was walking us through the thing. And I just remember at one point after one of the meetings, you were just like, "Guys, this isn't going to work," and we were all just like, "Uh-oh." And this was after we had put a pretty substantial amount of time into. We had committed to it, um, and then you can catch us up here, Eric, and you can fill in any of the blanks. But it was at that point that I think basically it was you and Mike Dunnigan that got together and said, all right, we need to figure something else out.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, let's take a step back, because what we had decided was that when we early on in 2024 we were strategizing. I remember getting on a call, and I think I was riding in a car to a tennis tournament, and I was on with you, Jason, and Scott, and I think Keith was on the call, Keith
Mhm.
Fields. And we were just talking about brand standards, branding guidelines. Should we be thinking about the design? Also, should we be thinking about the back end and how we manage our operations and
Mhm.
membership? And so we ultimately decided we wanted to do a true technology transformation, not just a website redesign. Even though a website redesign by itself would be a
Mhm.
big upgrade, big overhaul, we said, hey, if we're going to do this right, let's also overhaul our back end operations because well, our office manager or se executive secretary Cindy Richardson, she is fantastic. She's kind of constrained with the tools that she's had for the last 20 years, which
Mhm.
is like Microsoft Access and other kind of outdated tools. And so there's been so many upgrades to technology and evolutions of technology since we started kind of managing the operations of the IBM that there's just huge opportunity to streamline and to automate and to kind of provide a better experience for our members. So that's when we did
Yeah.
the RFPs and we ultimately chose that company to work with. And we just realized that after spending a few months with them, we realized that the member experience was not going to be as great as it was today. And and,
Right.
and the back end operations were going to be so complicated and difficult. And so actually, when we negotiated out of that contract, we initially said, well, maybe we should need to take a step back because we had spent so much time on it already. Maybe we should just not do anything for a little while.
Mhm.
And so I called up Mike during the negotiations to get out of that contract. And I said, hey, let me try this. Let me just build a homepage because he and I had worked together when I built the Georgia Magic Club site. I said, let me try to do this and just see what happens. And he said, okay, gave me the thumbs up. And so I built a homepage and a bunch of other pages. And I think that was around May of 2025 of this year and
Mhm.
beginning of May. And then took that to the IBM convention in Houston and showed it to everybody. Said, hey, what do you guys think? And we already had the digital linking ring capabilities on there and a bunch of other stuff, and everybody loved it. So then it was like, all right, we're off to the races. Let's make this happen. So since then, I'd say I've been, working on it every waking moment outside of work and outside of family obligations. So
Oh, no doubt.
literally thousands of hours on this in just a short number of months to get this thing up and running because we realized that we could do this in-house. I had the technical capabilities and the design capabilities, and we had a great team with Jason and Mike Dunnigan and Cindy and Simone and
Mhm.
so we met pretty much weekly, and
Yeah.
I was just working on it all the time, and that got us to this point where we've launched it, or we will have launched it when this episode airs.
Yep.
And I think that everybody is going to be super excited about it.
What do they have to be excited about, Eric?
That's a great question. Thanks for that segue. So, our focus was simple, right? We want to make the member experience easier. We want to make it cleaner. We want to make it more intuitive. We want the site to be modern and fast and welcoming and mobile friendly. We don't want a pop-up of the email newsletter to pop up every single time you come to our website, right?
It's sad that he has to say that we wanted our new website to be mobile friendly. Like, that's a sad state
About
of
time.
affairs.
2025, the iPhone came out in 2007, the first iPhone.
Uh,
So,
exactly. Didn't
you
exist
know,
when we created our website.
And
exactly.
honestly, that's probably when this, like our current website, probably came out. Because I remember when I
Before it,
joined the
yeah.
IBM, it was a different website. And then this website happened at some point right after I joined. So
Hmm.
it might have been right around the iPhone time. Anyways, continue.
Well, it's actually a good website. It has served its purpose. It was
Yeah.
well put together, and when it was created, I think that it was a great website, and it still does what it needs to do. The problem is, over time, we have seen that it's become more clunky, outdated, difficult to find things. That's why we've got
Mhm.
a search function on the top to try to find things. Some redundancy, and then there's amazing content that nobody knows how to find. And so what we wanted to do was to streamline everything, whether you're renewing your membership or you're looking for events like our St. Louis convention coming up next year, or or you're wanting to find your local ring, or you want to read the digital linking ring. We want it to be the best possible experience, and we want it to be easy for you to be able to find everything. And we want you to explore. So I mentioned that search function. We don't actually have a search function on the page or on the site intentionally because we want you to go explore, and it should be relatively intuitive to be able to find what you're looking for. Um, but honestly, the biggest improvement might be behind the scenes, what you'll never see as a member, right? We've
Mhm.
introduced better automation, clearer communication tools, a cleaner way to manage our member information. It's going to make things so much smoother, and we're going to be able to serve our members in a more efficient way and in a better, more kind of client-friendly way, if you think about it that way. So I'm really excited about the front end and the back end. I mean, there's so much going on here. I mean, think about when you land on the homepage. One of the things that we wanted to do was sell the IBM experience. Okay. And so we wanted to have clear navigation, a consistent layout. It's fast and smooth. We wanted to make the homepage kind of feel alive. And when you scroll, because you will be scrolling through that page, as you scroll through, there's movement. Okay, that's what I mean by it being alive. There's movement as you move the mouse around and as you scroll. It's going to feel exciting. You're going to instantly see the benefits of the IBM. You're going to be able to read about it in a really, really easy way. A lot of people ask, what do I get out of being part of the IBM? What are
Mhm.
the benefits of being part of the IBM? We're going to tell you right there on the homepage, and we're going to make you excited about it. And so by the time you get to the bottom of the homepage, if you're not already an IBM member, you're going to be so excited you're going to want to join. And that was the goal, right, of that homepage. And I think that we've accomplished that. But there's just
I'll
too
s-
much more on the site.
I'll se I'll second that, Eric. I think you have accomplished it, and it's a tremendous testament to the work that you've done. I mean, one of the things about the previous site was you mentioned how difficult it was to find things, but part of being an IBM member are all of these benefits that you have available to you. And, you know, we consistently heard from members when we talked about a benefit, either in conversation or sent out an email, oh, I didn't know we had access to that, or where can I find that, or I didn't even know that existed. And all of that was simply because it was very, very difficult to find on the site. At least in part, that was part of the problem. And what you've done with this new site brings all of that front and center. So not only are I think it's going to be a boon in terms of recruiting new membership into the IBM because people will see front and center what's available to them as a new, International Brotherhood of Magicians member. But the existing members, I mean, to your point about serving our existing members better, our existing members are going to be flabbergasted by the amount of value that is now at their fingertips, some of which they had previously, but they couldn't easily access it. Other things have been added since, but it's all available at people's fingertips and super easy to access on this website. And I think it's going to be magical to coin a phrase, watching people react to the value that they're getting from their IBM membership that they had no idea was available to them before.
Let's do a role play. Scott, in a minute, you're going to take the role of a member of the IBM who wants to know what they're going to, what are they going to get when they go to the website? But before I give you that shot to play that
Mhm.
role, I'm going to give Ben the role of someone who's not an IBM member and going, why do I want you're just somebody who stumbled on this podcast, you like magic, and you're like, why do I want to waste my time going to another website? So play that role, Ben, and we'll let Eric explain it to you.
Okay. Hey Eric, my name's Ben. I like card tricks. I do them a little bit here and there. And I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I heard about this like IB something. And I think maybe people were saying I should join. But like, what's in it for me?
Go to the website. Go to
That's a great answer.
magician.org. No, yeah, you go to magician.org and you will not want to leave that site. You're going to be able to live on that site, by the way. There's so much content there. Right when you go on the homepage, and you're going to see that we believe in the magic of connection. That was a big part of kind of our messaging. There's a lot of really great messaging. You're going to see testimonials from top professionals in the world, like Chris Angel, Jeff McBride, Lance Burton. I mean, so many people are going to be kind of highlighting all the benefits right there on the site. You're going to see their picture and testimonials. You're going to see videos from them. We've got a whole section on the homepage dedicated to the advantages of membership, right? Just being able to connect with other magicians is one component, but there's just so much more. Just on the site itself, there's so much content. You're going to be able to learn magic. I mean, there's so many videos. Once you become a member and you go to the back end, the member area of the website, we have so many videos. I mean, just one little section has 55-hour long videos of lectures from top magicians on magic. I mean, you can just live there for a long time and just get that. And we have tons of written content as well. And what's really cool is that this is just the beginning. So at launch, we have tons of content, but we're going to continue to add more and more content. But also, it depends on kind of your age. We have a whole youth section now. We have on the navigation bar, we have a section for youth where we highlight Ring 1221, which I know you guys did a podcast on that with Christian.
Yep.
And then there's also a youth page that looks slightly different from the rest of the website, very youth friendly, and it highlights the membership benefits specific to youth and like things like mentorship, for example, and the connection with people their age. So there's just so much information on the site. And oh, the Linking Ring. My goodness. I mean, we really highlight the Linking Ring magazine on the homepage. We have a public facing page where you can discover more and you can actually get cover stories. Like I think we put up there so far, we've put the David Copperfield cover story, Joan Ducour, and Colin Cloud. So we have those three cover stories from the Linking Ring that are public facing that anybody can click on and they can read those stories. You don't have to be a member. And it kind of entices you to say, oh, wow, this is really exciting. And if I join, I now have access to every linking ring dating back to 1922, right? And one of the things about, and I know I'm kind of going down a rabbit hole now, but with the linking ring, we redid the digital flipbook experience. So when you go onto the site and you log in as a member, you can go back to the beginning of 2006 and you'll have a modern digital flip book that you
Yep.
can click on. And it's just a beautiful, nice experience, whether you're on your cell phone or you're on your computer or your tablet. You can read our magazine going
And
back.
it's super slick. It is slick as can be.
Yeah, it's really nice. And for those who still want the PDF, you can download the PDF, so that's not an issue either. But I mean that I'm just scratching the surface here. I mean, there's so much stuff that to discover. There's so many ways to connect with your local rings. You know,
How can Ben, Mr. I've never been to a magic club before, how can he connect with what does that mean? How does he connect with a local ring?
That's a great question, Jason. So there's yeah, at the top of the website, we have a navigation bar, and in the navigation bar, there's a tab that says Connect. And under Connect, there's a number of different things that you can click on to connect with us. One of them is to find your local ring. So let's say you're in Atlanta, and you want to find your local ring. Well, you can go to that page, and there's actually two different ways. One way is you can see a list of all the active rings, and you can filter and sort by anything. You can the country, the city, the ring number, whatever you want, and you can find all of the information you need. You can find out when they meet, what the contact information is, if they have a website, what their website is, email, everything, right? But then we also have something that I'm really excited about. This is one of the first things that I said I really wanted on the new site, and that's an interactive map. So we've never had this before. So now we have essentially a Google map with pins all over it, and you can zoom and scroll right to a particular location on the map, click on the pin, and it gives you all the information for that ring
Yeah, it's
in that
awesome.
area. So really cool functionality there.
So Ben, do you think you'll check out the website now?
Yeah, do I just do I call you up and give you my credit card info over the phone, or how does that work to
So
sign me up?
that's a great question. So we have a join us page. And so it's the second page you'll see right there on the navigation bar. And actually, we have buttons strategically located on the site for join us throughout on various pages. Right there on the home page, the top of the fold, a big blue button that says join us. When you click it, it takes you to the membership plan page, the join us page for new members. And you can learn more about the different memberships. So we have full membership for adults, we have youth membership, we have associate membership for magicians, assistants, and spouses, as well as life membership options. So you can become a life member and then you don't have to sign back up ever again. You're a life member, and there's all sorts of benefits for that too. And it's a really streamlined renewal, modern process for renewing. You literally just click the plan that you want and you go through a simple checkout process and you're done. And then you can log in and you can access everything and all that good stuff.
Yep. Yep. All right, Ben. It's IBM, by the way. You were one of those IB. It's
Oh
not IB.
yeah,
It's not IBS. That's what you have. It's IBM.
that's right. That's right.
I period, B period, M period, right?
Yes.
Oh, and just for the record, the website, while the website itself is changing, the website address is not changing, just so everybody understands. So you still will go to magician.org. That is magician.org.
Yeah.
All right, Scott, you
Yeah.
you are a cranky old member of the Magic Club.
Wait, I thought we were role playing.
Oh,
Touche, Mr. Young.
how is Eric going to entice you to visit the website? Go ahead, Scott,
Listen,
take it away.
listen. I've been a member of this organization for a long time, and I've got stacks of linking rings. I I thought the other website was fine. I didn't even know you. I don't know. I didn't ever go there. And they talking about this
This
website
this is
thing.
accurate.
They're talking about this website thing, and I don't even know why. I mean, did we even need a new website? I don't know. So anyway, Eric, they said that I should talk to you about why this is a good why we spent time and money on whatever this thing is you've been working on.
All right, interesting. Well, everything that I already said. Plus,
I knew that was coming.
do you like magic, Scott?
I love magic. I absolutely love magic.
Do you like connecting with other magicians?
Not the young ones like Ben, but otherwise, yeah, they're pretty cool. Yeah.
It's
Do you like
understandable.
learning and growing in your magic and learning from some of the best magicians in the world?
Absolutely. That's why I go to the convention every year. Love it.
All right, done. Well, that's all I gotta say. So
There
go
you
to
go.
the site and you can learn so much. You can connect with anyone around the world, and there's just so much, and not just that there's so much there. It's gonna be easy. So a lot of
Yeah.
people don't go to our didn't go to our I'm going to say old website now, our former website, because as of today the new one's launching. A lot of people didn't go to the former website just because they didn't necessarily see the value. They didn't know how to
Exactly. That was me in my role playing world. Yes.
yeah, it's like I didn't know where the content was. It's hard to find, and didn't really know what the benefits were, and so it just didn't really highlight all the value. And so, if you just take a chance, Scott, and go to the new site, check it out, just explore, click on all the buttons, just scroll through, have fun. Uh, you can spend hours and hours and hours there, and have
And
a
you know
That's
what's
awesome.
cool is that you're talking about how we're going to continually update it. Like, so for instance, I know that Scott, you have been pivotal with Ryan Pilling on a virtual lecture series that the IBM has been
Hmm.
doing for our members. And
Absolutely.
this is internal. This is stuff just for our members. It isn't for anybody outside um, of the organization, but they're free lectures that people can attend on Zoom. Um, and so, yeah, those are going to be available. This is something that would be good to talk about. Tell us a little bit about those, Scott, and then
Yeah.
understanding that, you know, whatever, a month down the road, there's going to be that entire series is going to be
Yeah.
uploaded to the website. Tell us a little bit about that, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the virtual lecture series, this is something new that we probably should have been doing for a while, but we hadn't. And so we started a virtual lecture series for the I.B.M. and have been promoting these phenomenal lectures. I mean, the lectures have been really great.
Yeah.
We have an average of 300 to 400 people attending these virtual lectures live every single time we do one. And we're going to continue this series. And as those lectures are presented, they're presented live, so that we encourage you to be on them live so you can ask questions and engage and do all those things. But they're also recorded. So once they're recorded, they're going to be archived in the site, which I'll let Eric talk a little bit more about in a second. They're going to be archived in the site. So if you can imagine, think about if you are a magician, if you are an existing member of the I.B.M. and you go to a local lecture, you might spend 10, 15, $20, maybe more to attend that lecture. And it's all great. You learn a lot of great stuff and it's well worth the money. The I.B.M., as part of your membership dues, are doing these virtual lectures, which at least as of now, and there's no specific intention to start charging for them. We might do premium events at some point that have a fee, but as far as these virtual lectures, they're free for members and free to access online after the fact. They're archived. So we're creating our kind of own magic content library, which is phenomenal. And these virtual lectures are part of that. But I'll let Eric talk a little bit more about how that's presented in terms of how it's presented and how easy it is to access online, and maybe some of the other magic content that's there too. Because Eric, when you were kind of showing us behind the scenes in terms of the site and all of the magic content that is there, you've alluded to it several times, but people can log in. And like you said, there's hours and hours of content there. They could just sit and watch and learn magic. And the virtual lectures are part of
Yeah, you don't have to sleep at all. You can just
that.
go to the site and hang out there for days and days. Yeah, and what's really great about the new technology is we can do things like as we are creating new content for, say, the virtual lecture series, we can set it up so that it automatically feeds into the website. And so you're going to have the newest video there, just like with this podcast. The podcast is on our current brand new website that's public facing. But behind, the members section, the virtual lecture series will be there. You can go, you'll see a beautiful image that kind of highlights the virtual lecture series. You'll click on it, and then it will show all the videos from the newest to the oldest, and you kind of scroll through. And when you click on it, it opens up a video player. And so you can see it really nicely on any screen that you have. You can make it full screen, and you can listen and watch and switch between videos as much or as little as you like.
If you stop and
Fantastic.
think about it, I mean, there's the more that I think about it, the more that I realize that I know that magicians love their toys. We love to buy the stuff and play with it and all of that. But realistically, all you all you need is to have a membership to the I.B.M. to access enough material that you
Hmm.
could perform enough magic for the rest of your life. And when I say that,
Hmm.
I'm not saying that's not hyperbole, because like not only do you have all these lectures that are directly from working magicians and really great magicians, but you also have there's other stuff on there. There's like the
Hmm.
Royal Road to Card Magic is on the website. I mean, so there's some stuff on there that you would go to a bookstore, you would spend
Hmm.
$20 to buy. It's on the website. You can access it immediately on the website. You could perform magic for your family for the rest of your life and never repeat a trick if you just decided that you were just going to learn all the magic that you could off the website. Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Not at all. There's so much content. And yeah, we're taking the public domain books and we're putting that on a section of the
It's
website.
awesome.
Not just that, but we're turning them into we're using the modern digital flipbook technology
Hmm.
we're using for the linking rings. We're using that with the public domain books as well, so that
It's
it
great.
makes it a better experience. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much content. It's only going to grow from there. And I know people will, once they see it, they'll have ideas and they'll come to us and say, "Hey, what if we put these videos up, or what about these books? And so yeah, we can continue to grow this.
And I just realized that there was one thing that just completely bypassed all of us when we were trying to convince Ben to join the IBM. And what I realized was that if he goes to magician.org, he can sign up to get a video with with three magic tricks that he can do right now.
Yes, that's
That's
a
what
good.
I need.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're gonna like these tricks, Ben. I'm telling you, you're gonna love them. So that's a good point. So we actually have a page called Learn Free Tricks, and so if somebody comes to the site and they want to just learn some magic, they can click Learn Free Tricks, and what that does is it signs them up to our newsletter, so they can learn, they can kind of stay up to date on everything that's going on in the magic world and with IBM. But it will automatically send an email to them with a video with these three great tricks that they can get going, and they're well taught. We should probably keep them a surprise. Let people
Mhm.
go and click on it and find out what those tricks are.
Let me just say they're not your typical three free tricks because I feel like in the magic world, there's a couple of tricks that kind of like just,
Show up every time.
yeah,
Yeah.
they just show up every time. These are not those tricks. So these
Yeah.
are things you haven't seen before or that you can learn. Like the first trick. So we were talking about Keith Fields. Keith Fields teaches these tricks, and the very first trick I'd never even seen before. I was like, that is a great trick. And it's like very learnable. But yeah, I think we should I think we should make them go sign up for the three free tricks.
Yes. Yes, sign up, and Keith puts his take on these tricks, and it's really really well done video.
Super fun. So yeah, this is super exciting. And we want to urge everybody to if nothing else, just go take a look at it. Just go take a look at Magician, Magician, magician.org. Go check it out and see what you think. And learn more about what we and learn more about what we're all about. And then you can send Eric a thank you because Eric is the genius behind this whole thing. Eric, I want to know, is there anything else you want to mention about the website? Because I want to know a little bit more about the type of magic that you're currently doing right now, the type of stuff that gets you excited. Because, as magicians, there's always another magic trick to learn. There's always something new. But is there anything else about the website specifically that you want to mention before we kind of transition out of that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite pages on the site is the past international presidents page. I love that page. It's really cool. We were able to go and find a picture of every past international president, which some might think is easy to do, but it wasn't. It was actually very hard to find all those pictures and good pictures. And so it's really cool when you kind of scroll through, starting with Mike Dunnigan, who's the most recent past president, all the way down to Len Ventus from 1922. It's just very cool to kind of go through history just by scrolling through those pictures. Also, we have a store. So we have a working store that we did not have on our former site. So as of today, as of when this podcast airs, you can go and buy IBM apparel, and you can have the
Nice.
Prom and Perform Magic apparel and the IBM Centennial apparel, and you can go and you can buy the Modern Magic book, which I
Woo,
highly
that's
recommend.
awesome.
Awesome. Yes. Yes.
The reprint, I mean, it's beautiful, beautiful book. And members get a discount. Use the discount code. So when you log in, you'll be able to access the discount code and get that book. We've also made it easy for people to donate so we can keep this organization going for a long, long time, right? So I think just a lot of really cool page. It's just so much. I can't even tell you every single thing right now. It would take us another 3 hours. So there's
Well,
just a
I
lot.
Well, I tell you what I'm excited about. I had forgotten about the IBM International Presidents page, and I'm excited about creating a drinking game using the International Presidents page. We're going to come up, well, I don't know what it's going to be yet, but at the next convention, I'm going to print out all the international presidents' photographs. We'll come up with a drinking game, and we're just going to sit in the bar in St. Louis and figure something out. So
And
Challenge accepted.
that's not related to the youth program. Just for the people that are listening, that is an incentive to stay in the IBM for a lifetime.
join the life program.
During the
So so Eric, what kind of magic are you doing today? What like who do you find yourself performing for? Are you mostly performing for friends or like what do you like?
No, I do show. So I have a full-time job, and I have a full-time family. And I spend a lot of time with both of those activities, if you will. And I'm also very passionate about tennis and martial arts. So I also do that. I started magic, tennis, and martial arts all when I was right around 10 years old. And those are
Wow.
still kind of
oh,
my three passions that I have today. And so,
great.
I have a lot of things going on. And, just this side website project as well. Um, that it's taken up a lot of time. So I love magic. I perform. I think these days, at least at the moment, I'm performing somewhere between 6 and 10 shows a year.
Nice.
That's about as many as I can do, like full on shows for paying audiences. So I try to do at least one every other month, if possible, if not more. And
Cool.
most of those are private shows. A couple, I'd say maybe a third of them are public shows. Just depends on what's going on that year. A lot of them right around the holidays. But yeah, other than that, I'm practicing magic. I'm jamming with the local Atlanta Ring. I'm a former president of Ring Nine, and I've been part of that ring for quite a while. And it's a really great ring. I mean, we've got over 100 members, and just
Golly.
so
Well,
many people in that club who were just fantastic people and
Yeah.
and great magicians and just fun to hang out with and work on stuff. So I love just kind of sitting and working on new things. But I'm really more I love card magic. I love mentalism,
Okay.
and I spent
Okay.
the last 2 years working on Rubik's Cube magic. So I got
Wow.
really good at Rubik's Cube magic, and I learned how to solve the cube really fast. And I've been doing all sorts of tricks with the cube, and I love Carl Heinz cube magic and Takamizu Sui and just all the guys that do it. Refractor. If you don't know about Refractor, goodness, I mean, go check out Refractor if you like anything. If you're at all interested in Rubik's Cube magic, they're incredible. And I actually taught my 8-year-old son how to solve a Rubik's Cube, and I taught him how to do some of the magic that with the cube, and had him perform at our local club, and he killed it. I mean, he got standing ovation. It was incredible.
Is that right?
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah,
wow.
that was proud dad moment there.
Yeah.
So magic actually is a good hobby. It teaches worthwhile things. It teaches problem solving and
Confidence, getting up in front of a group, and yeah.
oh, this is good. This is good. Ben, Scott, do you guys have anything else you want to? Okay, Ben has his hand up.
I have I have three nerdy things. One,
Uh,
no, two are questions, one's a comment. And we don't need to dive too in the weeds because it is on the techie nerdy side. But one, the first comment is it would be interesting to see with all of the added features and content and how easy it is to access on the website. It would be interesting to see how many more visits the website gets than it has previously. So that's number one for people to think about. I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
We have that capability as well.
Well, yeah, okay. That's good.
Which is
I don't know. I was just thinking, I'm like, man, I bet the website is going to get so many more views because
Yeah.
there's more of a reason to go because you can
Yep.
find everything.
Yep.
The nerdy questions. Number one, do we have anything search engine optimization wise in place so that more people can find the IBM? That we can kind of show up. Do we have things? I'm sure we do, but I just thought I'd bring that up.
We do, yeah. Yeah, SEO, that's kind of built into to everything that we're doing, just to make sure that people are when people think of magic or they type in anything into Google related to magicians, that it brings up magician.org. So, I think that over time, as people use it more and more, it's just gonna get better. But we've been working on a few different things. Jason had some really great ideas around boosting the SEO, and so I'd say, that's kind of one of we've already built, I think, enough for launch. And then we have a laundry list of post-launch items, because one of the things that we
Hmm.
have to do is when you work on a project like this, every single day we come up with new ideas.
Mhm.
We have a lot of really great ideas around SEO, for example, and we said, okay, we need to draw a line in the sand here. We're going to put these in post-launch. It's just so we can get the site launched. Uh,
Hmm.
so we did that, and I think we've got about 50 items on the post-launch list at the moment. Um,
Wow.
and SEO is one of them.
Yep.
Well, and just hearing all of the different things that are going to be on the site, every time you mention something, I'm like, of course that should be on the site. Like,
Mhm.
of course we should have a list of the past presidents. Of course we should have a store, almost to the extent that I'm like, was shocked that we didn't have those already.
Mhm.
Everything it just makes so much sense. So I think it's going to be so great. The last little nerdy question is, will you be staying up until midnight to hit the launch button on the website, or is it pre-programmed to launch? By the time people are listening to this, it'll be up. But that's the super nerdy final question that I have.
Yeah, one thing that people will not realize ever is just how much goes into something like this. Because it's one thing to build a website, but with the size of our membership and
Mhm.
global membership and the intricate structure of our membership, it's actually pretty complicated. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to make this work, and there's a lot of things we have to do right before launch. So I actually have a punch list of about 20 items that we have to do right before we launch, that we have to change. For example, if right now, if somebody has a renewal date come through, it's not going to automatically try to charge you, right? But once we go live, we want that to happen. We want it to auto charge if you have your credit card info in there. We don't want to do that now because we don't want people to start getting charged because we haven't launched the site yet. So there's all sorts of things that we have to do and we have to remember to do, and to switch on or off right before launch. So I'm going to do all of that, or I have done all of that technically once this episode airs. So I do all of that, and then the launch actually takes about 2 days, Ben. So the way it works is you have to point the magician.org domain to the new site, right? So you do that, but it actually takes up to 2 days for it to propagate across the whole world. So some people will see it before December 1st, like a day or two, if they go onto the site, and some people won't. But that's why we're going to do it a couple days before the first, and then on the first, when this episode airs, everybody should be able to see the new site.
Yep.
That's so exciting. Well, thank you so much for all of your hard work on that. I know that we got a little in the weeds, but I hope that for people that don't know as much about the techie side of things, it kind of gives a little insight into just how much it takes to make something like this happen.
Yeah, it's a monumental I mean huge. Huge project. And it can't that word is cannot be understated. It's massive. Scott, any last questions?
No, no questions. I'll just echo what's already just been said. I just want to, I admire and appreciate all the work that you've done, Eric. And I know there were other folks involved, but you were by far the mainstay and the guy behind the scenes making it all happen and pulling it all together. And so thank you for all of that work. And I know it's exciting now that we're at the day of the launch, for it all to start to, come together and pay off. And, it was kind of turning the page on the IBM a little bit in terms of it's a new start. It's a fresh start. And I think, there's been a lot of work that's been done over the last couple of years, but with the launch of the new site, it really is kind of a physical visual manifestation that the IBM is moving into, kind of into the future finally. And it's really exciting thing. So thank you for all your work on it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. Thanks for saying.
Well, so a little while back, we've been doing these podcasts. We had a deadline, and the deadline was October 31st. Was it October 31st, or was it? Anyway, we had a deadline, and we were going to do another drawing because we've been doing these drawings where if you register for the convention, which is in St. Louis next year in July, the early bird registration for the convention is through the end of this year, so you can get the absolute best price on our Magic convention, where you'll see the most exciting, most up to date magicians in the world performing. And so I have the list, and I have in the background, I have had this Wheel of Fortune rolling around on my screen for the last hour, and I've been waiting. I cannot tell you how excited I am to hold on. Let me All right, can you guys see this? This thing is yep. Can you see
Yeah.
it spinning?
Yep.
Yeah, got it.
All right, so it's spinning. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit shuffle. So I'm going to reshuffle these names. All right, so the names have been reshuffled, and oh gosh, the Zoom controls are in my way. So let me figure out how to get these out of the way. Okay, and now all I have to do is click to spin. All right, here we go. Let's see who our winner is of the next. So the whoever wins this drawing, whoever's name pops up, is going to win front row tickets to all the shows at the convention. So this is everybody who's pre-registered up to was it October 31st? Is that when the cutoff date was, Eric?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. All right, ready? And this is exciting.
No whammies.
Waiting. Yeah.
All right, John Anderson. John Anderson, you are our big winner. You just won
Congratulations,
front
John.
row tickets to all the shows. John Anderson, you and if there's more than one John Anderson, then I don't know what to tell you. So I was thinking about this. I was like, uh we have so it's the very beginning of December, and our early bird registration for the convention, the I.B.M. convention, where you want to go. Trust me, it's a blast. It is so much fun, an opportunity to learn from the best, go to the lectures, go to the shows, hang out with your fellow magicians afterwards. I was thinking we have one more month. The end of this year, December 31st, is when the early bird registration cuts off. And I was like, you know what? We need to do one more like special drawing. But I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? We've already given away these front row tickets, and now we've done it twice. So what else could we give away? So I just decided that we're just going to give away just whatever I decide to give away. So I'm going to give away this mug. It's a Yeti. I'm going to give away a microphone stand. No. Actually, what I decided to do was and this old Chuck Arkin is going to love it when he hears this because he has no idea. I'm giving away $100 voucher to the dealer room.
Heck
So
yeah.
so here's the deal. Go register for the convention before December 31st. That's our cutoff date. That means that this is a perfect Christmas present or Hanukkah present or Festivus present or whatever it is that you want to give a present for. Maybe it's a birthday, whatever. If you go and register yourself, your significant other, your family, whomever, go ahead and do that. Put your name in. Everybody that gets registered will upload the whole list to this wheel of names again, and when in a podcast in January we will do this all over again, and whoever wins that spin of the wheel will get a $100 voucher to go spend on magic tricks. So literally,
Cool.
it's like getting $100 of toys for the just because you decided to register for something that you're going to have a blast at anyway. So I think that would be a very good thing to do. And you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
I
Good to go. Excited to jump on the site.
Yeah, and by the way, for anybody that has registered for the convention since July for the St. Louis convention, you've been using the site this whole time. So we actually set it up. Remember back I was saying back in
That's
May,
right.
is
Yep.
when we started building it. We had it ready to go for the Houston convention to be able to sign up for the next convention on the site. And that way we have all of the information coming into the site. And it just makes it easier to manage everything. So that's exciting. And I just want to say that, first of all, thank you for having me on. This entire project, the website, the back end, everything really is about honoring our history while building the digital future that the IBM deserves. It's really about giving magicians around the world a modern, intuitive, welcoming place to connect and to learn and to grow. And strongly urge everybody to go check it out.
Awesome. And my other two co-hosts have nothing to say. All right.
No, it is awesome.
That
I think
was
that's it.
it was
It was
such a good
perfect.
punctuation.
Yeah, it was
the
perfect
perfect
ending.
punctuation. So with that said, hey, if you want to learn more about the International Brotherhood of Magicians, check out magician.org and go bask in the glory of a brand new website. If you want to learn more about the IBM convention, which is being held in St. Louis, go to magician.org and click on convention, and you'll get a list of everybody who's currently booked. We have a bunch of great talent booked. We're going to get into that in the next podcast. We'll talk about some of our great talent that is booked. You're going to have a blast. If you would like to reach out to me or to Ben or Scott, our information is in the show notes. You can reach out to us directly. And we appreciate you listening. It's been a whole lot of fun to spend some time with you all. Until next time, we'll see you around. Take care, y'all. Thanks for being here.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.